So guys, in this lecture, we are going to explore the classic row compression or static row compression. And for that, let us create a new table first. And I'm going to write this create table statement that says create table emp1 like employee. And then I add these keywords, that is compress, yes, static. So this will create this new table emp1 with the same structure as that of the employee table, and we have mentioned that this table will use static compression. So let's hit enter. So the command completes successfully. Now I'm going to insert some records into this new table because the like statement does not bring the data. So I'm going to say insert into emp1 select star from employee. So there are 42 records in the employee table, and I'm going to count that now into my emp1 table. So I'll say select count star from emp1. So I'm seeing 42 records into the emp1 table. Now this table is enabled for compression, for static compression, but the dictionary might not be created for this table as of now. So what we do is we go back to this script and just replace the table name in all these commands to emp1, because we are going to query the estimates and whether compression is enabled on this table and the table size for the table emp1. And I'm going to say DB2 -td at the rate and the script name. Okay, we need to add -f. Alright, so now we can see that the compression is enabled on emp1. R signifies that we are using row compression, not value compression. For value compression, you'll see something else. And then we have the row comp mode that signifies which type of row compression is being used on emp1. So we mentioned static, so we are using the classic or static row compression, and that is mentioned as S over here. For adaptive, you'll find A over here. Let me just maximize this window. Now the second statement gives you the estimates of compression on this table emp1. So the row comp mode is S, that's the static compression on emp1. The PCT pages saved current signifies the number of pages that you're saving because of compression. So right now it's 0, and this basically means that the data rows that are there in emp1 are not yet compressed. And why they are not compressed? Because the dictionary doesn't exist as of now. So as I said before, that creating a table and enabling compression does not necessarily create the table level dictionary for this table employee. So we'll see how we can create that dictionary and how it is created automatically. Then PCT pages saved static. So 45% pages you will be able to save for the table emp1 if you go for static compression. So we've already enabled this for static compression. So we would be able to save 45% of the pages that is calculated from the existing data inside this table emp1. Then we have percentage of pages saved with adaptive compression. It gives us 45. Average row size current is 88. Average row size static is 47. Average row size adaptive is 47. Now these values are more or less the same for static as well as for adaptive compression, and the reason being that there is not sufficient amount of data to differentiate between static and adaptive over here. So when your table grows to thousands of records, then you'll probably see that adaptive compression gives you a far better compression as compared to static. Then the third statement gave us the size of this table, and right now the size is 512 KB, so that's why we are getting this value over here. Since this is not touching 1 MB, so we are getting 0, and the same we are getting for total size in GB. So friends, we know that the compression can only take place when there is a table level compression dictionary available for emp1, and since no compression dictionary exists as of now, that's why you're seeing 0 for the current percentage of pages saved. So there are two ways in which the dictionary is created. One is automatic dictionary creation. So when we created this table and enabled compression on emp1, an ADC threshold is created, and we need to insert more and more records till we reach that ADC threshold where the dictionary creation will be triggered automatically, and that will create the dictionary, and then this value will change. So once we have the dictionary with us, then the compression will happen on the existing rows. And the second way is to manually create the dictionary by writing the reorg statement. So first, let us look at the automatic dictionary creation. And for that, we need to insert a lot of records into the table. So I say insert into EMP1, select star from EMP1. Alright, so it will pick all the rows from the EMP1 table and it will insert them again back into the EMP1 table. And I open another terminal window, and from here I prepare the statement to query the estimates and the table size and other things as well. So I'll say td @-f, and then we need to provide the name of the file, the script file. So first let us do this insert, okay, and then let me just run the statement again. So you need to connect to the database and then execute the script. So this will always remain the same. Here you can find some differences, if any. So but right now the percentage of pages saved current remains 0, okay, and the total size is still around 512 KB. I'm going to do multiple inserts, and then I'm going to run the statement again. So now you would be able to see the difference in the estimates, because now more and more data is added to the table. So here if you go for static compression, so you'll save 77% on the pages, but if you go for adaptive compression, you'll save 83%. But anyways, we have already used static compression on this table, so this is the factor with which we'll be saving on the current disk space for EMP1. But right now the dictionary is not yet created because this is 0. So we need to insert more records, and let's do that till it reaches to that ADC threshold where it will trigger the creation of the dictionary. Alright guys, so now we see that the PCT pages saved current is 56. So this is great, right? So at some point in time during those inserts, the dictionary was created automatically because the number of rows to be inserted reached that ADC level. Now you can still see a difference between the current percentage of pages saved and what the estimate says for the static compression. So what you need to do is you need to do a reorg statement so that the existing rows that were not compressed are also compressed. So what we do is we clear the screen first, and I write DB2 reorg table db2inst1.emp1 reset dictionary. Okay, let's hit enter. Okay, and let's rerun that script again. Alright, now the percentage pages saved current is the same as the estimate tells us for the static compression. The average row size has been reduced drastically from 82 to 18. And yet if I see adaptive compression for the current number of rows in the table EMP1, I would be able to save more on the disk space and further reduce the row size. So this we'll see in the next lecture, and the total size in KB, total size in MB is here. So this was an example of enabling static compression on a table and then doing a reorg to have everything in place. And you also saw how the automatic dictionary creation happens when more and more records are inserted into a table. So let me clear the screen here. Let me go back to the first terminal. Now let me create another table. So I say DB2 create table EMP2 like employee, and I say compress yes static. So a new table with static compression enabled. Okay, and then what I do is I write insert into EMP2 select star from employee. So this will bring 42 records into the EMP2 table, and I go back to my script. I just change this to EMP2. So in this example I'm going to show you how we can create the dictionary manually. Okay, so I go back here, execute the script for the EMP2 table. Now the row compression is enabled and it is a static row compression, and Here the dictionary is not yet created, it says 0 and the estimates are there. I'm going to create the dictionary manually by writing the reorg statement. So I say reorg table db2 reset dictionary. So I told you in the last lecture that if the dictionary doesn't exist for a table, so this statement will also create that dictionary and do the rest of the things for you. So I'm going to do that. And now let us query this again. Can you see that percentage of pages saved current is brought to 45? So here we didn't wait for the ADC threshold to trigger the automatic creation of dictionary. You can always do that anytime you like by writing this statement, that is reorg table name reset dictionary. So guys, this lecture was all about understanding the classic row compression or static row compression and understanding how the dictionary builds up automatically as well as manually. In the next lecture, I'm going to talk about adaptive compression. Thank you.